Everyone, welcome to the Matrix Oracle. My name is Audrey. I'm your host for this special astro forecast for the full moon in Aquarius. So August 1st, 2023. Let me see if we have some people that want to join in. So you were supposed to feel that energy already started as far as the full moon. So what does the full moon energy mean? Okay, when we have the new moon, it's when we merge conscious self and subconscious self. So we put an intention, we plant that seed. When we arrive 14 days later to the full moon, this is an opposition between the conscious self, the sun, and the subconscious self, the moon. So what we're seeing here is that it's really activating everyone to be able to communicate deeper with their true authentic self. And what that means is their higher self. So I'm really excited about this energy. Some of you have been joining the temple, the meditation temple that I have, and we've been exercising this power, this pathway of communication. Because ultimately, you have the wisdom, you have the codes to your purpose, and it's all about activating this power. Personally, I use meditation, chanting, mantras, sound healing to reactivate those pathways, because I believe, sound and vibration is the closest as far as the pureness of essence of energy. So it all kind of unfolds, and it's happening here. So what I love with this, when we have full moons or new moons or any moon event, is that we have a specific house system that also wants to teach you, yes, thank you, teach you certain things. And what is interesting is that this full moon, so you see here, it's going to be in opposition. This is the moon, moon and sun, and it's the 3rd and 9th house. So in esoteric astrology, the 3rd house is really about communicating with your higher self. The 9th house is the higher self initiating you. It's the education, it's the initiation of the higher self. So having this already in those placements in terms of house system is showing us that we are meant to allow, through meditation, through conscious summoning, calling, to activate the deeper cells and parts of ourselves. Okay, so in your DNA you have a bunch of codes, you have a bunch of data. Through the light that you receive, you have a bunch of data. Your vibration, your aura is a bunch of data. So this is happening, and right now what you're going to feel, if you feel any type of energy block or distress or low energy, anxiety, is because you're being called in. You're being called to do whatever it takes for you to feel in alignment, because the higher self wants to communicate. So for example, this weekend, I had an old pain, a sciatica pain, that out of nowhere came back. So for 2 days it was there, and thankfully, because I'm, guiding everyone through the temple and meditation with the Shakti activation, I was able to really release and talk to the resistance. So realize that pain is the last expression as far as your intuition and your higher self trying to communicate and saying like, okay, not getting it. Okay, let's crank up the notch, crank up the notch, crank up the notch. Okay, so that's what we have. Now let's talk about this energy here in terms of the higher self. We have the master teacher of inner transformation, master teacher of power, Pluto, that is in the same house theme as this moon. This moon is all about you tapping into the divine ancient wisdom and philosophy of all that you know, of all that you hold. And having Pluto just so close, almost conjunct to the moon, is really about sparking for you to understand whatever healing is needed at this time for you. Okay, this Pluto energy in retrograde is long lasting, we've known, and it's helping us recalibrate and match energy-wise some of the discrepancies that we may be experiencing. Okay, so how we feel and what's outside, and kind of working with the mirror exercise here. So there's a lot that's going on here that wants to talk to you. So the higher self is trying to guide you right now to take the steps towards certain practices that can help you fix the communication between you and your higher self. I've been reprogramming my subconscious mind to deal with anxiety and stress. That's great. That's so great, honey. So let's look at the other themes here. We have the 4th house with Neptune retrograde and Saturn retrograde. This is all about, this is interesting because this is your spiritual home. And what that means is, first, your temple is your body, okay? And here, displacement of Saturn is just on the edge of the 0 to 5 and 5 to 10 degrees of Pisces. And this is a specific activation that taps into the DNA. So when I was looking at this, I was like, whoa. So we have here, through your conscious dedication, spiritual dedication to communicate with your higher self, to spark up a higher energy that's divine within you, knowing that it is there, there's some DNA shift that is occurring, okay? Some of you that are doing the temple meditation with me, I have created this, specific resonance that vibrates to the 33 vertebrae. So we're going to do some more meditation on this to help shift the DNA. Some of you, if you're interested by the program, let me know. You can always DM me, or you can go on to my bio link for this. Here we have certain endings in terms of how we're continuing to treat ourselves. Because remember, it's like there's an end. So that means there's going to be an end of the version of yourself. So some of you feeling some type of ego death, dark night of the soul. The universe is cosmically engineered for this to happen, and it's not trying to kill you, okay? It's trying to push you, encourage you to step beyond what your limitations were, what you thought you were capable of, okay? So what we have here in the 5th house, which is very much about here with Chiron, the wounded healer, is about what keeps you from initiating your power, okay? And the collective North Node is to right now really trying to help us receive the higher light that we are within and without. The 5th house is where the self, the higher self, is expressing itself. So it's showing us that we have some wounds regarding expressing our higher self, our true self. And this is where you would want to dive into the knowing of what has scarred you in the past, okay? And usually could be past lives, but it's something that reactivated in this lifetime, okay? So some of you, that's something that I usually channel in some of the readings. Past lifetimes have been coming up a lot in some of the specials. If you want to check this week's special is going to be a reading for the higher self. So some of you, if you need specific guidance for your higher self and you're a little bit lost, you're not comfortable yet with meditation, definitely go and check out my bio link for the special promo. Okay, so here we have also in the 6th house, this is the house where the higher self is showing you what type of inner work you want to address. And displacement of Jupiter is about love. Unconditional love. So it's trying to show you, like, if you are able to provide yourself and call back all that love. So that's why if you're in a situation right now, especially with the Venus retrograde, where you start pouring your love outside of yourself, where you over-focus on why are they not coming back, why this happened with someone else, okay? It's actually disempowering you. Yes, it will be saved. It's going to be saved for here, and then I download it also on YouTube. So there's a lot of messages here to make sure that you call back your love and make sure that For example, if you wish someone did something nice for you, or that guy or girl you like did this for you, you have to turn it around and you have to make sure that you do the things that you wish someone else did for you. Because you are the one that fills your cup, okay? Now with Uranus that is here in the 7th house in esoteric astrology, this is the relationship between the ego and the higher self. So, hello everyone, we got some problem here because Uranus is the master teacher of your growth and evolution. This specific placement of Taurus is about you recognizing your own skills and having self-mastery. So that means, whatever that means for you. Self-mastery for me, I know my dedication comes from my meditation time, my chanting with my mantra, and just being in that state. When I'm in that meditative state, I receive all the information. I actually receive even this information before I even look at the chart, because I've been working with this energy for at least 5-6 days and I had not even looked at the chart. So what does it tell you? That really the tools outside of ourselves, they're just very finite compared to the potential that you have to channel your own answers, to channel everything that is needed for you, through you. I don't know, for some of you, you guys, there's definitely some throat chakra as far as the self-talk. That's very common here with the 3rd house energy. Watch the self-talk. Watch how you counsel yourself. How do you coach yourself? How do you coach yourself through self-love? Do you talk down to yourself? That's very, very important, because guess what? In vibrational resonance, the perfect harmony, there's something called the perfect fifth, which makes the sound kind of like very uplifting, is a perfect fifth in your chakra that links your throat with your root. That means whatever you talk is going to manifest in the physical plane, in your reality. So you're the one that shakes your own ground. If you feel that you're living in chaos, it's really because there's a lot of things that you're believing, and obviously this is involved as well. But remember that what you speak is going to be created. Now, when we're in this energy here, we have that yod, okay, that yod energy. This is the finger of God, and it's trying to show you. This is an amplifier position here with Venus retrograde. So this is amplifying everything that is in the way of your super self, your sacred self, your God goddess self. Some of you, you're trying to come up with some business plans, some new ways to express your perception of dance, of healing, of meditation, of even just architecture, construction, any type of thing. There's a uniqueness inside of you that wants to be birthed, okay? And here it needs to come forward, and it's going to come forward if you make sure that you are compassionate with yourself. Because here Mercury is in a compassionate place. You need to have compassion for the times where you were not loving to yourself. Because you see here, this is Jupiter with the energy of love, and it's in a blue energy. That's a lot of flow. That means you're going to be supported, that as soon as you enter this self-love practice, this is going to help you see your own self with the eyes of love. It's very important to start looking at yourself with the eyes of love. Okay, and this placement here for Mars is very much about bringing structure and integrity, making sure that you are following your own rules. The rules that you set up for yourself when you say, I will not accept this for myself in relationship anymore. I won't let, this type of abuse to repeat itself. It's very important for you to, be loyal to your own vows as far as your experience, because otherwise it means that you didn't really learn from your experience and you're just calling in another cycle of repetition. Yes, I know, Gina. So some of you, we've been working with sigils, which are symbols. Working with symbols, you guys, this is just very powerful. Just think about sacred geometry when you're looking at certain shape and forms. This is data as well. This is information as well. So it's very powerful to work with those principles. And some of you are even more sensitive to it. You know, that's called psychometry. That's when you touch something and it gives you feedback in terms of energy and you're able to read the energy. I believe we all have all the psychic clairs. We just have to activate the pathways. So some of us have certain pathways that are already open and some of us have some that are closed. Sometimes when you lower in your vibration and you go through very hardship in your life, sometimes they're all closed, but you're always guided and supported. So hopefully you are attending your meditation practice, connecting with your higher self, allowing yourself to feel inspired, because this is what the universe wants. It's saying the next, generation, you're involved. It's not about age, but whatever you were born with that is instilled in your DNA is needed. So you have to activate it. Kundalini yoga, Kundalini mantra, Kundalini meditation really starts sparking up this energy, spark up your feminine energy. It has a lot of answers as far as what is hidden from you. And just so you know, this is the part where we feel wounded. There is a fear of the unknown. There is the fear also from past lifetimes sometimes to have stepped and tried to use certain of our skills and then maybe something bad happened. Okay, but you have to know that life guarantees one thing: change, evolution, growth. Okay, so that means what you really have to practice is your own skill of evolving. Okay, and that means allowing yourself to welcome the times where you're learning, you're teaching, and you're just shifting, changing, and not be too self-judging. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. That was a special for the full moon in Aquarius. If some of you want to look at my bio link, you'll have access to the temple meditation. We're working on activating Shakti, the feminine energy, and reharmonizing the exchange between the intention we set with the mind, so the masculine, and with how our feminine receive this intention. Some of you, if you need help with connecting with the higher self, I have a special promo just for this week to read your chart with the higher self, so the 5D. I'm not going to tap into the 6D yet. 5D is already... Let's communicate with the 5D. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you. Namaste.